Good morning, Raptor Freaks. This morning we're doing a Wow Wednesday, and we're talking about Urish Shamshay and the Toronto Raptors affiliate team 905 and their loss to Capital City Go last night. Yeah, they played again against them, and now they've lost four in a row. They're 1-4 to start the season. I'm telling you, 905 is not playing as a team, and it's annoying. They could be playing much more together as a team, and they'd be doing way, way better. Yeah, it was a weird game. We were winning most of the game. We had a really good lead in the first half, and we were in control. And the teamwork and everything kind of went out the window by the end of the game. And the Capital City Go were able to overcome us and win in the end by a pretty not they did beat us pretty good by 10 points, 119 to 109. It's too bad. It is what it is. But within the loss of the game to Capital City Go, we saw Shamshay show more than he has shown so far this very early season in G League. He had his best game. He really did. He had blocks. He had great rebounds. He scored some points. We saw Urish Shamshay still raw as ever, but producing. And that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Let's do the Wow Wednesday. No Raptors game today. Nothing to react to. They come back tomorrow and play the Timberwolves tomorrow, and we'll have the preview tomorrow morning on tomorrow's show. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying, nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We say wrong things. We do wrong things. We fail. We get up. We learn. We grow. We move on. We live. We thank God for always giving us another chance. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you know what? Not everything's going to go perfect. People are going to have obstacles. People are going to have setbacks. People are going to have things that come out of nowhere and kind of throw them for a loop. It's just how you react and how you get back into it and try and come back about it. And that's an important thing. And yes, thank God for the opportunities that you get, even when you get a second chance and something comes back around. Yeah, be thankful and grateful for that. I'd say that right there. Yeah, thank you, Trevor, for your words of wisdom. Commissioner Jay, Commissioner of Fun for this channel. Kaz is here. Good morning, Kaz. 10-4, good buddy. Hope you're out there driving safe this morning on a Wednesday morning. Hopefully everything's good in your world. Trevor's saying Kyle Lowry called Sixers meeting yesterday, and Maxey called out Embiid for not showing up on time and always late for everything. This is funny. Some of the allegations and things coming out about Joel Embiid yesterday, I've seen firsthand for myself here in Toronto. It's weird because whenever I go to a Sixers game in Toronto, when they come here, I'll go to the game early, and I'll see before the game, for like the whole hour before the game, Joel's out there shooting. He's done this consistently, and even when he's on the injury list and he's not even planning to play. Like earlier this season, when we beat the Sixers on the Friday, the first Friday of the season, Joel was out there shooting around before the game for like an hour, just shooting and shooting and shooting. Well, apparently he does two things. He arrives late for everything, apparently. And this is a big beef that the Sixers have had with him underlying for a long, long time. But not only that, he monopolizes the time of the assistant coaches. That instead of them being there for other players and getting the team organized in the back with whatever coach, Nick Nurse, Doc Rivers, Brent Brown, whoever, he'll take a bunch of these assistant coaches with him out on the floor when he's doing his hour-long workout before the game and monopolize their time. There's an excerpt that's been released from a book by a Sixers person that talks about this and like how Brent Brown, when he was the coach, this is before Doc Rivers, when they played us in the championship run, that was their coach at that time. He found one day all of his coaches in one room working with Joel, and they're like, "Why are all y'all in here with them? And what's going on with this?" He's like, "Yeah, well, he told us we had to be here." And apparently he's abusive towards them too. Like he's an asshole. He is saying abusive things to the staff of the Sixers. And they've complained about Joel being a dick. But, he's the franchise player. In some ways he gets away with a lot and it all gets swept under the rug. Well, it seems like the limit for what they're willing to put up with in Philadelphia about Big Dummy is gotten to its full capacity that they're just not putting up with anymore. So players only meeting. Kyle Lowry calls it, and Tyrese Maxey calls out the Big Dummy in front of everybody for what he's been doing. I mean, I knew he was the problem all along. The Sixers could have hid this forever, but they couldn't at this point because in some ways they're just sick of his shit. And I can understand why. The dude's not even playing this year, and he's a sideshow distraction. And Maxey is a professional. Maxey's a young player that wants to try and do his best, and Joel's jerking him around with what's going on with this. And Lowry, he's not enjoying this either. So what do you do when you're in this situation with Philadelphia? He's everything to you, everything. And without him, you're nothing. And he's such a piece of crap as far as just his behavior and what he's doing, man. Man, that's tough. That's tough. He said to y'all, what do you get on to me about Philadelphia after all I've done for you, city? What the fuck are you doing to me after all I've sacrificed and done for you? This is what Joel's saying about things. Man, what a mess. What glorious fire in a dumpster. That, who could have predicted it'd be this bad for the Sixers at this point into Nick Nurse's tenure as their head coach? That 1 year, okay, you guys do good. You get the playoffs. You hold off. You do different things. Still, you don't get that far in the playoffs. It's still kind of a failure. The next year, absolute failure when the season started right away. And now you're sitting at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, even below the 3-12 Toronto Raptors. Wow. Wow, what a turn of events. And to find out that Joel is late for everything, he's abusive towards Sixers staff, and he's monopolizing their time. Wow, this is let's Christmas come early for Lex to find out things about the Sixers right now. I mean, geez, where are our guys like Random Gamer? Where are our Sixers freaks that come and talk to us sometimes? Where are you? I want to talk to you about this and how you feel about Joel right now this morning. Come on now, please tell me. Mole, mole, mole. Yeah. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying Russell Westbrook is the first player in NBA history to record 200 triple doubles with a win over the Grizzlies. Yeah, speaking of that, we'll go to the Instagram stories early right now because this is on there. First, we got Jamal Shed. He's celebrating Al G with a big headband. That's right. Happy birthday to my dog, Al G, is what Jamal Shed is saying. It looks like they're at a gas station, but it's not a gas station. It's a cafe that just looks like a gas station. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, there's a picture of Jamal walking in a hotel lobby also. Lloyd is celebrating exactly what Trevor just brought up. What about Lloyd? Scotty's best friend from 2K has celebrated the 200 triple-double by Russell Westbrook. And, he's done it on a lot of teams. I saw a stat recently where they're showing that the Nuggets currently have like 2/3 of all the triple-doubles in the history of the NBA because of Russell and Nikola. These guys are like two of the top triple-double guys ever in the history of the NBA. And they have such a high concentration of triple doubles on that team just because those two individuals are on that team. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that in a way. It's kind of cool. Jamison Battle celebrating Jakob's streak last 3 games. Oh my God. 30, 15, 72%. Yeah, Jakob's getting a lot of shine. He's getting a lot of talk. Some people are saying, yeah, wow, Yak is one of the top centers in the East right now. He should be considered for awards and things of such. That's right. I like that. Let's see what else Jameson's saying. Jameson's got a clip of somebody making a shot in another game. What game is that? That looks like a college game. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Who knows? It's it's Michigan. Okay. Mogi, we got him getting his highlights against us last night, getting a lob pass from Nebhard to Mohamedou. And there is another key play from last night from the other angle. Yeah, Mohamedou dunking on us, getting a little bit of revenge. Dylan Disu hitting threes and jumping up there and throwing down a big hammer in the game last night. That's a nice dunk by Dylan Disu. That was a beautiful, beautiful dunk that he threw down there. Shamshay celebrating his stat line from last night, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks. That's right. Shamshay had a block party last night. We'll go over this box score in a second. Norman Powell getting dapped from a friend at sideline. WNBA Toronto is collaborating. This collab marks the first Nike sportswear collaboration with the Canadian retailer. The shoe features various orange tones inspired by the WNBA and a tagline first. No last represents the many challenges that come with being the first, while ensuring there will never be a last by acknowledging the responsibility of passing the torch to the next generation. So there's official WNBA Toronto shoes. They're going to be made available, and they're just orange with WNBA orange and stuff like that. So you can check that out. Your retailer, you're interested in that. Let's see. While the trend is encouraging, the playing field is far from level. Girls still participate at lower the rates than boys, with over Canadian girls missing out on 1 million Canadian girls missing out on the benefits. So 4 in 10 girls are missing out on the benefits of sport altogether. And this jumps to 5 in 10 by the age of 16. So let's encourage girls to get into sporting. Sporting is good for everybody, whether you're male or female. And, let's make more access to female sports in Canada. How about that? 3 in 5 girls say they would like to see affordable options and clear information about how to sign up, activities and programming designed for girls, campaigns and stories that celebrate girls and women in sports, leaders receiving training on how to foster a sense of belonging, programs that support diversity and inclusion, more women playing professionally, and more. There you go. WNBA Toronto showing us some cool stuff on their All Girls Can Play. There you go. I like this. The Canadian Women in Sports Rally Report 2024. And then what makes a mascot memorable and likable? That's what WNBA Toronto is asking right now. What makes a mascot memorable? They're trying to shape the identity of the new mascot for the WNBA team. And your input is wanted. So go ahead and let them know what you want to see in the mascot for the WNBA team. There's a very fan interactive, the planning and sorting out of what we're doing with our WNBA team. Pretty cool. Jamal McClure is celebrating Pat Riley because Pat Riley is going to get a statue outside of the Lakers building as an icon of the Lakers. Yeah, Showtime Lakers. So that's pretty cool. I like to see that. Of course, Jamal was a Miami Heat guy and knows Pat Riley very well. He's also got Method Man on his Instagram stories for some reason. Red Man. That's interesting. Good stuff there. All right. Raekwon. All right. All 3 of them. Okay. RJ Barrett has got some new ads out with Puma. So check it out. He had some new posts on his Instagram last night with wearing the athletic gear. And now he's got some stories also out with it. 39 points for RJ, celebrating that on his Instagram stories. And there he is talking about music and Paulo Banchero. And they're going to play the 2K just like Scotty played with LaMelo. So RJ plays Paulo in the 2K Playmakers ad campaign. So get him, man. Beat Banchero. Come on, Barrett. Beat him. And there's a picture of the guys celebrating in the locker room with the Grey Cup and the Argos. After the game the other day against Indiana. Very, very cool. 905 had a game last night, and this is their official admin Instagram stories showing them warming up. They had the starting lineup, and they started really well. They were hot. They were making a lot of threes in the very beginning of the game, and they had a good lead, and they were really just taking it to Capital City. But yeah, it just didn't go the whole way of the game. Charlie Brown had a 28-point game, 9 steals and 3 assists. He had 6 steals at the half. But I still don't like Charlie Brown, even if he was my first star of the game for last night. Davion Mitchell showing highlights from the Indiana game, his crossover. He's been doing some fantastic stuff in the recent games for the main squad Raptors, and some cool highlights on his Instagram from the Indy game. Kelly Olynyk's got the picture of them with the Argos and Grey Cup in the locker room also. He was very proud Canadian to be there with it, playing the Cardinal official over that clip. Chris Boucher saying when black people see other black people run. And I don't know what this is. What kinds of game is that? I don't know. Some guy, a preacher guy talking. He's celebrating Jakob getting his great games, his last 3 games. He's also got Garrett getting the crown. He's giving props to the veteran, Garrett Temple. So, yeah, Chris Boucher's ensconced as a great Raptor and longtime Raptor, and he loves his team and being a part of it. There he is again with that little kid who's saying when all the women you don't want are for real applying pressure, that baby's a menace, is what he's saying. And then somebody posted a clip of some guy that looks kind of like Chris, but he's saying, no, that's not Chris. Why did you post this? This isn't me. That is not Chris Boucher. And then he's celebrating Shamshay's line from last night also. Chris Boucher, a mentor to young Cameroonian Ulrich Shamshay, obviously. Yeah, Raptors official admin putting RJ's 39 on blast and some of the other nice stuff. The Argos winning the championship. And see history, own history. You can get a free Vince Carter fan banner when you buy a pair of tickets to the greatest of all Toronto game on November the 21st, which is tomorrow. The game against Minnesota If you get tickets to go to it, you get a little mini Vince Carter retirement jersey banner. So you can get that if you go tomorrow. So they're trying to get people to come to games because they've seen it's a little tougher to get them to come out recently. And well, they want to entice you to come see the Timberwolves. They're going to give you a Vince Carter retirement banner if you can get down there. That's right. DJ Carton celebrating Jakob Poeltl's accomplishments on his Instagram. Jacoby Walters got a picture of Chris Boucher walking in the crowd on his Instagram. Grady Dick celebrating his line from the other day, 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And Siakam showing all kinds of cool stuff from returning to Toronto, saying hi to all the staff coming in. Of course, Steve says it feels like home. It's just like being back, and he loves it. He's like, in some ways, it's so cool to be back in Toronto. It's so familiar. Then a lot of pictures of him and his teammates working out before the game against Toronto the other night. And there he is in the back, dapping more people like security guard Mike, who stands down near the corner of the court. He's one of the ushers. He's the guy with the glasses. Yeah, that's our buddy Mike. I used to work with him when I worked down there. Yeah, he's dapping everybody. Mike Batiste, Coco. Coco says something in French to him. They do a little French exchange. He daps Paul Jones, of course, and Jim Lee, the strength coach. Even come over and say hi to Jack and Matt and dapping them. There's hugging Eric Curry. Yeah, Siakam was saying hi to everybody, and then he's doing his little soccer drill before the game, kicking the ball up and down and around. Of course, he got a kick ball called on him during the game. I thought that was kind of funny. You know, Siakam's always practicing his soccer before the game, and then he actually did a kick ball in the middle of the game and got a turnover because he kicked it. There's a Pascal fan. She's wearing the City Edition jersey, Toronto jersey of Raptors. Great Pascal Siakam. He comes over and signs the sign, and he gets a picture with her, and she just seems overjoyed. That's the kind of guy he is, man. He's doing stuff like that, signs a sign and takes a picture with them. You know, his connection with Toronto fans is still extremely, extremely strong. Yeah, really, really good stuff to see the behind the scenes clips of Siakam in Toronto, seeing all the people there. He's signing a vintage Siakam Raptors jersey, dapping some young fans on his way out, signing cards, just doing everything. There he is, high-fiving Matt Devlin. You got to love that. Yeah, it's so good to see that kind of stuff with Siakam. He knows he's got Toronto family. There he is with his real family, his brothers and his sister and his nieces, in a picture visiting here in town. So, yeah, Siakam, we love you always, forever here in Toronto. And Garrett Temple is posting this right now. Facts. Your kindness speaks louder than your credentials. Your heart shines brighter than your house. Your character outweighs your appearance. Your authenticity is worth more than your car. And your integrity matters more than your income. There you go. Garrett Temple spitting facts. I love that kind of stuff. Words of wisdom from our vet, the King's Crown, Garrett Temple, this morning on a Wednesday. There you go. I love that. There's your Instagram stories real quick. A lot of celebrating of Siakam, a lot of celebrating of Jakob, and a lot of celebrating of Ulrich Shamshay. That's right. There you go. Yeah, Trevor's saying Ulrich block party. Yeah. All right, let me get into the stars of the game real quick. I kind of glossed over him a little bit there. My number one star of the game last night, begrudgingly, is Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, we live and die with him. And, well, we lose with him. We win and lose with him. And, well, he can have a really good game like he did last night. 10 of 19 from the field, 28 points in 42 minutes, 6 of 14 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. That kind of tells you he's half-assed. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 steals, 2 blocks, 4 turnovers, a +4 in 42 minutes. Charlie Brown is a talented player. Charlie Brown has an NBA body. Charlie Brown has the ability to be a good NBA player, but he's fundamentally not good, and he's a selfish player also. That's the sad thing. He's not very good at passing other people. He got 3 assists, but really those are just kind of by accident. The 9 steals are impressive. In some ways, he's doing like people do when they play video games where you spam to steal the ball at the top of the key, and he gets it, and then he gets going, running the other way, and he gets transition. The 3s are impressive too. When he bombs an open 3 and he makes it. And I'm telling you, I got no place for this guy in the future of the Raptors. This dude is not the kind of guy you want to elevate or spend too much time investing in. In some ways, it really, once again, tells you something when 8 other NBA teams have passed him along and they have not held on to him. And it really is like, you know, we talked about this, and it's Grady's birthday today. Grady talked about how body language, the way you carry your body is so important. because it conveys how you're feeling, your confidence. Well, I'm telling you, Charlie Brown don't have any idea about this because he's slumping his shoulders. He's doing all kinds of weird stuff out there. You can tell when he's unhappy. You can tell when he's kind of being, kind of fussy. And I don't know. The guy's just not the guy I want around. And he is the number one star of the game, but they lost. And in some ways, I want a number one star that's going to be a number one star in a game that's going to be a win. And man, the 9 steals are impressive. He just was 1 steal shy of getting a double-double in steals. But still, man, I hate the way this guy plays. And even if he was our best player yesterday, that sucks because I don't want him to be, because he shouldn't have that much usage, is what I'm saying. He shouldn't have this much usage. Honestly, I wouldn't even have him on the team. Seriously. I wouldn't even invited him to have him come here because in some ways he's an older vet than the rest of the guys. He knows more, and in some ways he's selfish. Then he's dominating things in a way that's not allowing other guys to develop and get better. And that's why I would say, yeah, I don't even want him on this team, Luke Wynn. Why do you have Charlie Brown Jr. on this team? He doesn't fit with us. And in some ways, he's taken away food that could be feeding other mouths that are more important for the future of the Raptors, that could be more in line with what we're going to do in the future. Charlie Brown has no future with us. I'm going to say that right now. The second star is our Prince, Shamshay. I give the second star to Prince Shamshay. 16 points on 8 of 11 shooting. A lot of this was up close to the basket. A lot of this was garbage points. Some of this was transition. Some of this was just put back dunks, like I said, trash points. But he showed a really good ability to put the ball in the hoop. 8 of 11. No free throw attempts. Didn't shoot any threes. 7 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. That's what we're talking about right there, the trash man. 2 assists, 1 steal, 6 blocks. So 6 blocks for Shamshay. He became a deterrent down there. We don't have a true center on the team right now, but he is the closest thing. And he's a rim protector. And he is somebody that makes people think twice. And we got to see some of that last night with how he was blocking the shots. A block party indeed. 6 blocks for Shamshay last night. He was a minus 18, which is showing that he's not adding up to winning yet. But 16 points in 35 minutes. Shamshay, your best game so far. I love to see it. My third star of the game is his counterpart, the other forward that ran out there with him. And I really like them starting together. Dylan Disu is my third star. You know, him and Shamshay have similar body types, and they have similar skill sets. It's just that Dylan's a little bit more refined with his three-point shot. And in some ways, he's a little bit more savvy to basketball in the professional level in North America than Shamshay is. But Disu was great. 6 of 11 himself from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, a minus 12 with 15 points in 33 minutes. Yeah, those were my stars of the game. Charlie Brown, Ulrich Shamshay, and Dylan Disu. We'll go over the rest of those guys in a little bit from the game last night, what was going on there. Yeah, let's see what's up. In the chat, we got super fan Monique Lawrence checking in. Good morning, Raptor Freak family crew. Congratulations, Ulrich, on a great game. Can't believe DJ Carton's still injured. 1-4, still early, but didn't expect this. I didn't expect this either. You know, this is disappointing. You know, I didn't want no repeat of stuff like with Eric Curry with this year. We got a new coach. I like to believe that Drew Jones is very capable and he knows what he's doing. But the team results are looking very similar to stuff like last year. In some ways, we could say the injuries of the Raptors are causing problems for the 905 because all their best players that could be playing for them have to be up on the Raptors because of the injuries. And in some ways, that's really hurt. And it's like depleted us, you know. Oklahoma City comes and gets Carlson. You know, DJ Carton is out, and he's a two-way. He's somebody who could be very useful to both clubs, honestly. He could be useful to the Raptors also. Yeah, I did not expect this either, Monique. I figured that they have a winning record and be like one of the top G League teams already at the beginning of the year. But I guess there's a learning curve. I guess there's a little bit of time where Andrew Jones has got to circle the wagons and get everybody set up in the right way as far as how to get towards winning in the right way. In some ways, this team is not playing like a team in places where it should be, and that's annoying. You know, on the other side, I got to say, Capital City Go-Go, they get team play out of people. You know, that guy, what's his name? The guy who they were rooting for yesterday, pretty heavy in the chat. He's off the bench. Stevenson's a really good glue guy. He's doing so many different things out there for the Capital City Go-Go in different ways. They got different role players that know their roles, and they're doing their roles, and they're acting as a team. Meanwhile, the Raptors 905 is just a collection of individuals that are out there running up and down the court, and they're not really playing as a team. It's annoying. It's very, very annoying, and they got to fix this if they're going to be successful this year as a team. I know they'll get better once Shed shows up or Carton gets healthy. You see Jamison Battle come down there and maybe he gets a barrage of threes going. There's all kinds of different ways they could improve very quickly. It's just, Eugene Omeroy. He shows up for the next game against Long Island Nets here in Toronto against in Mississauga. They'll have their home opener finally on Saturday, I believe, is when they're going to have their home opener. So, yeah, there's going to be some stuff that's going to help them improve. But, yeah, they don't want to be in a hole this early. And if they really want to be in the tip-off tournament in Orlando for the G League, they need to get going and stop losing. They cannot lose very much more. If they win the rest of their games in this section of the G League schedule, they could be going to Orlando for the tip-off tournament. I mean, it's still not out of the realm of possibility. They just got to get their shit together and fast. And some of it is getting guys healthy, and some of it is just getting on the same page as playing as a team. Smooth saying, I respect Maxey for calling Embiid out. I do too. I have a lot of respect for Maxey. I mean, what are you messing around with, Joel? You're a big, important player to this team, but, Maxey is too. And in some ways, he's a young guy. He wants to get going on his career, and you stalling out and doing what you do is not helpful to him because he's counting on you. He's your teammate. And in some ways, that's what you do. You call out your teammate when they're full of shit. Yeah, I like that. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Midweek vibes. That's right. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week. Let's keep going. Let's keep chugging along. Minnesota tomorrow here in Toronto. The Raptors are getting a couple days off in a row, and then they'll get a couple days off again in a row after that. So they're getting a nice little break, and hopefully, recuperation and healing will happen to all the players that have been kind of dealing with stuff, whether they're still playing or they're sitting out because of injuries, and we'll get health increased in this week since it's kind of an off week. It's kind of an off week. Monique's saying, again, apparently Vince Carter calling Nets games. Well, he does broadcast for them, too. I mean, he's broadcasted more for them than us in the past few years. That's where I've heard him calling games and kind of dissing us. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, he's going to do this. He wants to make money. So if he gets contracts to cover down there and up here in certain games and stuff like that, he's going to do it. It's just I hope that now that he's had the change up here with the jersey retirement and the ceremonies and the plane and all kinds of the mural, that he's got more of affinity for Raptors Nation and respect, and he'll be a card carrying purple Raptors alumni member. And instead of I'm not totally cool with these people up there. They booed the hell out of me for 20 years. He did his little podcast recently, the VC show, and he talked about what happened on there, and he's just talking about how emotional it was for him to get the retirement jersey from the Raptors. And he even admitted that the jersey retirement ceremony and everything that happened here in Toronto was a little bit more important to him than the Hall of Fame, which is a compliment. Vince he's in the Hall of Fame. He got that orange jacket. And he said on his podcast this week that in some ways the accomplishment of getting his jersey retired by the Raptors and coming back around full circle with that emotionally is more important to him than being in the Hall of Fame. That means a lot to me in some ways. That means a lot to me. Now, I didn't watch his whole VC podcast on this. I'm sure he may have said something out of pocket or something silly that might piss me off. In some ways, I don't want to watch it just in case he did, because I'm trying to keep the good vibes between how I feel about Vince Carter right now going. So he can still step in it in different ways as far as like saying stuff. And maybe when he's calling a game for the Nets, he steps in it. I don't know. In some ways, I don't want to hear it. If I don't hear it, I don't hear it. When he comes up, he's going to work with Matt and Alvin on the sports net. Well, that's when I'll hear it. And in some ways, I just want him to be respectful of our team at this point and understand that if we're cool, if the fans are cool with you, we're not saying fuck you, Vince, and booing you the hell out of you and saying that you're the most hated Raptor of all time anymore. You need to be coming with the action that you're like embracing your Raptors roots as a rookie for our team and all the things you accomplished while you were on our team. And that has to continue wherever you go. In some ways, you're an ambassador and a representative of our franchise. Again, And in some ways, you need to respect that. That's what I'm saying, Vince. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Trevor's saying some of the New York fans saying to me that they are seeing what RJ is doing, and if IQ starts doing the same thing, they're going to go crazy. Man, Philly fans are in it right now. They're really in it right now. After losing to Miami, after having a 19-point lead, there's crazy stuff going on with Philly content creators for the Sixers right now. People are falling. Yeah, they're really upset. Yeah, I can see this happening. New York fans are like, they really kind of liked IQ and RJ a lot. These guys were fan favorites, and in some ways they wanted RJ to be successful with them, but he was never really kind of doing the stuff that he's doing now for us, for them. And it's frustrating to them. I'm sure it's very, very frustrating to them. And now, this is going to happen. We know IQ will get healthy at some point, and he's going to blow up, and he's going to elevate his game as a starting point guard, not behind Jalen Brunson. And yeah, this is going to happen. That whatever you're saying about Knicks fans right now is going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee that they're going to be a little in their feelings about this. Now, OG's doing fine. You guys got the premier defender in this league. I'm telling you, you got the best defender, a single-handed defender in the league on your team. And in some ways, he's even scoring for y'all in certain ways right now. It's fantastic. Precious is hurt. You're not really seeing him on the court this year. And in some ways, that's the other part of the deal that you have to key on. Of course, old Flint Sanity is down in Austin now, playing for the G League team for the Spurs. But yeah, we won that trade. I'm sorry, New York. I knew we won it when we got it because you guys got Flint. I'll say that over and over again. You lost the trade as soon as Malachi Flynn was involved and coming towards y'all. And as far as I'm concerned, we got 2 starters for 1 starter sent to you guys. And yeah, we won that trade. We did. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Wednesday. Big game for Urich. Yeah, it was fun to watch and good to be in there with everybody, hanging out, watching the game too, and chatting and seeing what's up. UC's back. Good morning, Raptor Nation. Good morning to you, UC. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Wednesday. Let's go. Infamous is saying, salute, freaks. I will say I don't completely believe what's reported by the media. I believe there are always lies mixed with truth. I think that he wants out of Philly and his behavior may be deliberate. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is very true. I think that the trouble in paradise has been going on for a while. And you know what? I think that it's weird because like in the off season, they should be cleaning this stuff up and getting ready for the season, right? They should be checking on their guys and saying, are we good? Yeah, you can get ready. You're going to be okay. But no, it's really mysterious how Joel's been sitting out and hurt for most of the season so far. And the things he's been saying in the press, the lashing out at that one guy, rightfully so, for writing that article about his dead brother, and then saying stuff like, I've given so much to this fucking city. I can't believe you guys are criticizing me kind of stuff. Yeah, something's not right. I think that it is true that Joel does not want to be a Sixer and that, that they're trying to kid themselves if they think that they can make this all go over okay. In some ways, this makes you understand more about the dysfunction, about times when Jimmy Butler was there and his frustrations with the team. Makes you think about the times with James Harden around and when Doc Rivers was still the coach. How much was Joel actually a real big part of all the problems and dysfunction there also? And he has been this whole time. I'm telling you, you can see all the signs of Joel having an arrested development, that he's a man, grown man, a bigger man than most men in this world, but he's still a child with his emotions and his behavior and his mentality. And that's the problem right there, I think, is the man's very immature, even though he's a big 7-foot Cameroonian center in the NBA. That's also surprisingly an MVP. I think that MVP award for Joel was not deserved, and it looks worse and worse as the years go on. It really, really does look bad as the worse and worse. Trevor's saying Dalton Connect, the Lakers rookie, 37 points with 9 threes with the win. Yeah, he had a crazy quarter where he just went on a barrage and scored a bunch of points really fast. And LeBron's got his some praise for this youngster. Yeah, this is the rookie that matters on the Lakers, not Bronny. Dalton Connect. And he's connecting on threes, apparently, is what's going on. Well, we don't have to play them again. We got our games against the Lakers out of the way. And in some ways, we'll see them next year. But yeah, that's interesting to see. And it's good that another Laker rookie can get some sort of spotlight. some sort of spotlight and the whole huge attention of Bronny. Fiercely saying some of Nick's Nation had called RJ a toxic asset. From what I see, Joel and Bozo is definitely what we call a toxic asset. Yeah, this is something that I talk about on this channel the last few years. There's certain players I just don't want on my team. I name them because I can tell they're toxic players, and you just don't want them on your team for certain reasons. And Joel Embiid is one of them. Paul George is one of them too. James Harden, he's another good example. These are just players. I don't care how talented they are. I don't care who they are and what they're doing. I don't want them around. They're more of a distraction than they'll help with their premium, ultra good talent. And I think that this is something that people need to consider when they're fans. Like, why do you really want Kevin Durant on this team? Will he fit with our culture? Will he add to the mix in a way that'll help us overall? Or will he drag us down? And Kevin Durant's another one. Kevin Durant went ring chasing with the Warriors, leaving the Thunder, got some rings, and ever since then, he ain't done jack shit. He's gone to places like Brooklyn and Phoenix and failed. And in some ways, that's fool's gold. Y'all can say, oh, that's the easy way. Just get Kevin Durant. We're going to be so much better. Thank God we didn't trade Scotty for Kevin Durant a couple summers ago. And he was on our team. Because in some ways, I don't think that would have solved anything. I don't think that would have got us anywhere. Because in some ways, Kevin, he's not competing or doing things like he used to. And in some ways, he's not adding up to winning. So, yeah, there's a lot of toxic assets out there that are just like, pass. I don't even want to go there with you. I'd rather start with an unknown, somebody like a Siakam, and build them into somebody like what we did with Siakam, than bring in name talent that's going to be coming in like a prima donna and causing all kinds of waves and hurting our culture and our team connectivity. And that's the big problem. In some ways, that's more important than ever in the NBA right now. You're going to go and albatross yourself with a big, huge salary like Joel Embiid's. Well, you live and die with him because he's such a huge part of your salary cap. And you have to have him to be successful. That's what's happening to Philly right now. Yeah, we don't need toxic assets up here. And RJ Barrett was never a toxic asset. They only thought that because of the way he played. It wasn't about his personality. It wasn't about the size of his contract, even though that's what they're trying to say it was. His contract's way too big. Well, have you seen how the contracts have grown in the last few years? In some ways, his contract may have looked too big a couple of years ago. But right now, it's looking like, right in the middle of everything right now with what is actually getting paid to people with the new TV deal and everything ballooning up. That's not as toxic anymore, is it? When the money's changed in the last couple of years. That's what I say right there. Yeah, Trevor's saying Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady is supposed to have stick ownership. Yeah, we talked about this. Trevor, you brought this up in the stream yesterday in the chat for our Facebook. Dude, this is news from like a month ago. This is something that we went over like on the stream a while ago. Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter were seen at a Bills game at the beginning of the NFL season on the sideline. And at first, I thought he was there to try and ingratiate himself with Raptors and Toronto fans to get like, oh, see, I'm rooting for your NFL team. But no, he was there for this reason, that him and Tracy are interested in becoming part owners of the Bills. This is old news, man. This came covered like a month ago. And this is, I know you may have just seen it yourself just recently, but man, we've talked about this. And this is something that, it's not new. This is not news. It's not news. We talked about this like a month ago, man. Let's see. All right, we got Kareem and Evelyn's here. Good to see Granny Evelyn in the chat this morning. Kareem's saying, considering they don't pass him the ball or run any plays for him, those are very good numbers for our Prince Ulrich. Basically, hustle points. Well, that's what these players should be doing right now. Mobo and Shamshay. In some ways, they're not polished offensive players, and in some ways, giving them plays, they're destined to fail. Seriously. If you give them a play where they're supposed to post up or something like that, if they don't have it all worked out at the NBA level or even the G League level, they're going to fail. So the best way to do it is go out there and get after the ball. We're not calling any plays for you. Get the loose balls, get the rebounds, put them back, get in transition and run. We'll find you in transition. You can dunk it. That's what you do with these young guys that are big, that aren't totally like honed and defined offensively. And yeah. He did fantastic last night, just kind of in the flow of the game, letting things come to him and excelling in those moments. And that was fantastic. Fiercey saying, happy birthday to Grady Dick. Happy 21st birthday, Grady. You can drink in the United States now. In some ways, yeah, I know you probably don't really like to drink. Maybe he does. Maybe he is a drinker. You guys think Grady likes to drink alcohol? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, he's not legal until today. He was legal up here, though. He could have been drinking up here. Maybe that would have been one of the hidden pluses of being drafted by Toronto is that Grady could drink 2 years earlier than if he was in the States. But I don't see him being one of those guys. Although, if Grady did drink and he got a little bit more weight because of a beer belly like Charles Barkley, then you get a little bit more size because he's drinking alcohol. I don't know. Do you think he drinks alcohol? I shouldn't do a poll on this. I'm not going to. But yeah, who knows? He's an athlete. He's a professional. I don't think he's drinking that much. He may have one here or there, but he's definitely not getting inebriated and drunk. I don't see that. I don't see that. Evelyn, so happy to see you. Good morning, my awesome Raptor Freak family. Enjoyed watching the game while having dinner with friends. Let's go Raptors. There you go, at Granny Evelyn. You know, we're gonna go to this game on December the 8th. It's a Sunday. We're going to see the 905 play the Westchester Knicks at Paramount Fine Food Center. And I'm going to be driving over there. I think I'm going to bring King to the point with me in the truck. But Evelyn, if you wanted to go, I'll come by and pick you up and bring you out there. If you wanted to go to Mississauga, you can ride out there with Adriana, Brian, and I, if you're interested, Evelyn. So I'll message you. And thank you for the offer the other day. There was a show last week at the Scotiabank Arena. It was a Christian revival concert. Some group from Georgia that was singing in the arena, and Kimberly from the MLSC front office sent free tickets to Evelyn, and she was passing them along to me. But I was busy that day, and I couldn't go for sure. But yeah, that was really cool. Evelyn, great to see you in the chat. I'll get in touch with you after the stream at a certain point. Dana's here, Canadian Dana, back in the chat. I love seeing Dana in the chat. Everybody's coming back today. Evelyn and Dana. Good morning, everyone. Just picked up my weed advent calendar. Wow. I kind of want one of those. Where did you get it, Dana? I've got a Kinder Egg calendar, advent calendar, which has like Kinder Eggs in it right now, but I kind of want the one you got. That sounds awesome. A weed advent calendar. Yeah, I got to find one. Maybe I need to go and see what's going on at my local legal weed shop and see if they have anything like this. Yeah, I'll have to find out where you got this, Dana, and let me know some more in the comments. Fiercely saying, need the emoticons crash course, Lex. I looked it up, and you need to do it via a specific page, but you need me to provide access. Crash course. You know, this is the thing, Fiercely. I know you volunteered to do this, but I'm going to have to tell you the truth. I don't really know how to do it myself, and I don't know how to train you to do it. And that's part of the problem with what's stalling me out on getting you started on doing this. In some ways, I've also thought about how important it is to me whether we do this or not. And right now, it's just not very high on my priority list to get us going on this. I'll get around to it. In some ways, I might need to train myself on how to do it first and then show you how to do it. It'd be easy if you knew how to do it just without me doing it, because that's how Tom was doing it. So it's a kind of it's a little bit of a predicament. In some ways, I'm not very technical person. That's part of the reason why Tom was doing it. But if you can figure it out and you know how to do it, I can give you access to do it. And we can start doing it. I think it's just you need to take images and shrink them small so that they can be put in the chat like that. And, you know, I was thinking about talking to Tommy and seeing if I could buy the emoticons he already made from him. We'll see. I might still reach out and do that. But everything's been put on hold with this just because in some ways it's not been a huge priority in my life with everything I've got to do and I've been doing it lately. And also, I don't really understand how to do it myself. So that's part of the reason why we haven't really gotten into it yet. But I'll give you access and maybe you can mess around with it and learn for yourself. We'll figure this out soon. Let's see. Kareem saying, happy birthday, Grady Dick. Hope your day is full of happiness. Okay, no, you're getting dunks detracted for this one. No, Kareem. No. All right, we're taking 10 dunks away. 465 for Kareem, minus 10 on that one. No. Fiercey saying, good morning, Evelyn and Dana. Yeah, good to see Evelyn and Dana in the chat this morning. We hadn't seen them in a bit. And good morning to UC, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, UC's been in a bit here and there in recent times. Happy to see them regularly. Stargate saying, Lex, I share your sentiments on Charlie Brown, but you know he's going to be obsessed over by some fans just like JFL was. I really hope they don't keep him. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I don't really think he has a path to the big squad. Like, if he does, I'll eat my words, and then all of a sudden we'll see him up on the big squad. But I just don't see what he's just not the kind of player I want around my team. It's selfish. And in some ways, he could hurt like the team chemistry on the team. And I get the vibes from him that he's just one of these knuckleheads that you just don't want around your team. And yeah, sure, he's overtly talented. He's very, very good. He does have a true NBA ability, but why isn't he in the NBA? Something's wrong. Something is wrong there. That's right. Dana's saying that Embiid gets a two-finger salute this morning from Tyrese Maxey and the Sixers. Yes, sir. There you go. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph Phillips. Beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Blessings. Today is a very important link to your future journey and success. Do not allow it to be broken. Time lost also can never be regained. Wow. Wow. That's deep. That's deep stuff. Yeah. Time keeps on ticking into the future, Steve Miller Band. And well, use your time wisely and get things done. Do what you got to do to get things ready. Leo has not posted a words of wisdom this morning. So we'll go ahead and just skip over him right now. Thank you, Randolph. Blessings to the Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families out there for sure. Yeah. Stargate saying also, Lex, you called it in the summer. You said the Sixers were going to be a shit show this season and would fall apart, and so said it was done. Remember how Sixers fans used to troll us? Quiet now, eh? Yeah, they're in their own feelings right now. In some ways, they've been tortured and had a lot of bad things happen to them over the years. Where's their success? Where is their deep playoff run? It's all been a mirage. The process has been long and arduous and full of a lot of losing. And well, it's like a different kind of losing. It's like you're so close. You can see it. It's right in front of you. And you thought maybe you were so close to getting a championship, but now it seems so far away again. Yeah, it's got to be very torturous to be a 76ers fan right now. This is not the season that you thought you were coming into this year. I mean, they were talking about Paul George getting added to Tyrese and Joel, and you guys are just magically going to be a championship contender that's going to be right at the top of the league, and that is not the case. That is not the case right now. And wow, yeah, this is why I don't like the Raptors admin saying when you just lost the Raptors and getting all cocky. Because honestly, teams with records like us and the Sixers have no business being cocky. Seriously, young people understand this. If you just barely win in this league, you have no right to strut your stuff like we've been doing with these Instagram stories of young Raptors. Y'all, we are 3-12. You cannot be going on there and acting like, "Ooh, you just lost to the Raptors." No. We don't earn that because we suck. We have a bad record. And we look like a laughing stock to other teams that are winning. That's the thing. You can't do this. You got to earn the right to talk trash. You got to earn the right to be cocky. And then even then, you shouldn't be. You should just go about your business and do it like it's what's normally going to happen. In some ways, it's annoying. Yeah, Sixers fans can't get big in their britches right now. They're scared. They're scared. They're scared as hell right now. What's going on? That's for sure. Yeah. Monique saying happy birthday to Grady Dick. Yeah, 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Rock Chalk J Hawk. Get that birthday, 21. Yeah, you growing up real good. Grady Dick. Keep growing. You're doing great in your NBA career. That's right. Fiercely saying, I guess Embiid didn't appreciate the steak restaurant Nick Nurse took him at the offseason to mend their relationship. I never thought that they actually had a relationship. I thought that they were just like doing it because this is what Daryl wanted. There's a lot of criticism of Daryl Morey coming out right now too. That in some ways, all right, Orrin Weisfeld says he's good at eyeing talent. He can spot talent, but he's not good at managing a basketball team. And that's true. I mean, in some ways, I would have told you that Joel Embiid and Nick Nurse weren't going to get along. Learning how lazy Big Dummy and how late he is all the time, that probably drives Nick crazy. And like I said, there was a lot of animosity between those two guys from the Raptors' career of Nick Nurse beating Joel Embiid in the Sixers, whether it's the big Kawhi shot and Joel crying through the hallways of Scotiabank Arena underneath, whether it's them talking to each other and getting each other's faces in the more recent playoff battle where Joel stepped on Scotty's leg and he's like getting in Nick's face and said, quit bitching all the time, Nick. Yeah, you remember Joel said, I wish their coach would quit bitching all the time. And then they had a little face off and talking trash. And Nick, when he got hired by the Sixers, he said stuff like, no, there's no problem with me and Joel. I'm looking very happy and forward to working with him. Well, and Joel's kind of like, Yeah, he's a good coach. He was winning in Toronto. He won a championship. I want to do that here. So I'm very happy to have him here. Well, did their personalities mesh? Did they actually go together philosophically? Is Joel Embiid ready to run to the ground because Nick Nurse is that kind of guy with his best players? No. And yeah, now the issues are all problem. The honeymoon is over in Philadelphia with Nick Nurse. That's for damn sure right now. That's right. Andrew saying, good morning, folks. Any word on Scotty's injury? I thought he was getting reevaluated yesterday. Well, Jacoby got reevaluated yesterday. No news on that exactly. But Scotty's getting reevaluated tomorrow. So most of those guys are getting reassessed tomorrow, Thursday. That is when the schedule is right there, Andrew. So we'll learn more about Scotty and his face mask and the possibility for his return tomorrow. We'll hear about that. Yeah. Monique saying one more game for me tomorrow before the Raptors hit the road for a while. So she's going to be at the Timberwolves game tomorrow night. And she'll probably get that little banner that they're giving out, the Vince Carter mini banner. And we'll see where Monique decides to hang it. We'll see where Monique, she's still like me. She's still cautiously like accepting the Vince Carter legacy alumni celebrations. And kind of like, yeah, he's still not one of my favorite Raptors. In some ways, I'd be interested to see if Monique goes to the game tomorrow. She gets the little mini banner where she wants to hang it. Where are you going to hang that banner, Monique? I'm wondering. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, let's see. Andrew saying RJ's contract looks minuscule compared to OG's. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that was part of the toxic asset was the amount it was. And what they were saying, but like, yeah, he's grown into this contract and the way the NBA's grown with their contracts around it, it don't look that bad. It's not a toxic asset as they wanted to say. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that right now. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, out of curiosity, I checked out Raptors tickets. The prices have come down to reality. That's the thing. The market will determine the price. And the Raptors control a huge part of the tickets that are put out, and resellers can't mark it up. Also, the resellers find out that they can't get rid of their tickets at certain prices, and they have to bring them down also. So in some ways, this is where free market capitalism actually works, because supply and demand, if demand's not there, well, the prices go down. And there you go. It all works its way out in the long run. That's why I tell people, don't buy tickets way early for games, because they'll set them at a price that they want you to buy. But if they're desperate, closer to the game, and they really want to unload those tickets, bargains are to be found. Trust me, because they'd rather not eat those tickets. They'd rather get rid of them, even if they're for cheap or even under face value before the game starts. That's when you can get some real. That's why I don't like buying tickets months in advance. I like to go to the arena and either go to the ticket office and talk to them, or go to the scalpers, or go on an app right before the game, and you will get lower ticket prices. Trust me, especially this year with the winning and the way how much they're winning right now and the way things are going. Yeah, Fiercely saying Grady drinks Guru energy drinks. Yeah, no alcohol in that. Guru energy drinks. I like that. This is one of his ad campaigns. He's putting on blast. Guru energy drinks. That's right. Fiercely saying, no worries, Lex. No rush. I'll try later and figure it out. Awesome. Well, I'll definitely give you access to being an editor for later on today, so that you can kind of tinker around with it. I know where it is in the tabs. And the thing for me is shrinking the little resizing images. If you know how to do that, Fiercey, if you know how to resize like a head of a player to make it small enough file that can go in there, because that's the thing. You need to resize stuff. And I'm not a technical guy. I'm a great vocal talking guy, but I'm not a technical guy. I'm just never been. We'll figure it out, Fiercey. Yeah, Fiercey saying, who has 465 dunks in a season? Kareem Thomas does. Yeah, he had 475, but he just lost 10. Oh, my God. All right, before we do the classic card, I'm going to go over the box score a little bit more. Let's see. On the rest of the Raptors 905 from last night, Kennedy Chandler, 6 of 15 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 4 turnovers. That's a 5-to-4 assist to turnover ratio. That sucks. Minus 23 with 16 points. Kennedy Chandler, once again, a very high usage player that doesn't look for other players very much. And in some ways he fails and he succeeds pretty equally when he's going to the basket. But he's too easy to predict. You know what Kennedy Chandler's going to do. He's going to call his own number and drive to the basket. In fact, he's more often going to do that than try and take a shot from the outside. Tyreek Key started once again, the walk-on, but he had his worst game as a 905er last night, 3 of 14 from the field. We could have really used him being more money in some ways with his threes, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, 4 rebounds, 3 of them offensive, 3 assists, 1 steal, no turnovers, a minus 21 with only 9 points. Yeah, Key could have filled it up a bit more. In some ways, maybe the other Raptors 905ers need to find him more, but 3 for 14 is a bad shooting night for him. And he's been much steadier so far this season. He had his worst game last night, and it could have helped us if he'd been better. Kevin O'Banner only came in for 2 minutes, and he got goose eggs across the board. But for some reason, the Raptors 905 were +5 in his 2 minutes that he was out there. Miles Burns was very active all over the court, doing all kinds of good stuff. 3 for 10, though, did not shoot well. 2 of 5 from 3, missed his only free throw. Free throws misses were a problem. 6 of 9, 3 missed free throws, and that can add up to like 6 or 7 points right there. Two offensive rebounds, 4 rebounds altogether, 1 assist, 4 steals for Miles Burns. So he was like Charlie Brown, trapping that ball between the two of them, 13 steals, +10 with 8 points in 20 minutes, Miles Burns. Tyler Perry, 1 for 3 from 3, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, +11 with 3 points in 11 minutes. And Evan Gilliard, the second, did not repeat his amazing performance against Capital City Go-Go from Sunday. He was 5 of 13, 3 of 8 from 3, 1 of 1 from free throw land, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, 7-2 assisted turnover ratio. Not bad. 14 points in 28 minutes. Yeah, these guys just didn't produce very well. They had a hard time scoring some of the shooters for us. Gilliard, Chandler, Key, Tyler Perry. Yeah, it's just too bad. It's just too bad. And we didn't see Eugene Omoruyi. I really wanted to see him, and no Vance Jackson Jr. either. So it'd been nice to have been seeing Eugene Omoruyi come in and show up for us. But he'll probably be playing against Long Island Nets for the Raptors 905 this weekend. So we'll look for that then. Eugene Omoruyi is a very good player. I like him. He's a tough guy. He's a very physical player. All right, here's the classic card. Stargate is asking for it, and we're going to get it right here. 10-16 is when he asked for it. There you go. Who is this, guys? We might have had this card recently. I don't know if it's this exact card, but we may have had this player before. And if you guys know who he is, well, write in the full name on the classic card answer, and you get the points. Kevin Johnson is wrong, Carlo. That is not Kevin Johnson. It's the right first name, though. Kevin is the first name, but that's not Kevin Johnson. Bimbo Coles is not right, Smooth. Bimbo Coles is a good answer for this because it's Miami. It's not Vernell Coles. But yeah, that is a Kevin, but it's not Kevin Johnson. So another guess. We'll have to see. No. Kevin Edwards is right. Smooth's got it. It is Kevin Edwards, lesser known player for the Miami Heat at this time. Kevin Edwards is the right answer. He went to DePaul and Lakeland. Yeah, there's Kevin Edwards, guys. All right, let's see. We'll give Smooth 150 points for this one. Let's see. Kevin Edwards. Write it in. I think we had Kevin Edwards at some point before. I should look it up. 150 for Smooth on the classic card. Good job, Smooth. Is he on here somewhere else up here? I want to see. I'm pretty sure we've had Kevin Edwards as a card at some point. Could be it was way back. Yeah, we had him on September the 24th, but it was a different Kevin Edwards card. It wasn't the same one. There you go. Smooth finally got back on the board. That's right. Good to see there. Yeah. Stargate saying the process has become processed cheese. The process, it just shows that it's not worth it to do what the Sixers try to do in the last 20 years. It's just not worth it. Don't do it, NBA teams. Do not try and do what the Sixers did. Lose on purpose to do what you did. Where did you get to? Nothing. The Raptors didn't do no tanking. We got a championship. So that's what I'm saying. Tanking does not work, people. Stop saying tanking is a viable solution to fixing your team, because it isn't. It's proven right here. Don't tell me the Spurs. The Spurs are the exception to the rules. And because they are just particularly very lucky with the draft and getting particular timing with very big superstars like Tim Duncan and David Robinson and Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, Spurs are the exception to the rule. Then they did tank to get Victor. They did, yeah. Andrew saying, I always hate the Sixers aside from Kyle. Might be toxic, but I hope Embiid never wins a ring. That dude just rubs me the wrong way. I just don't see it happening. He just doesn't have the durability. I don't care which team he's going to be on. In some ways, the way he plays is so reckless that he's destined to hurt himself, and he is so important to his team that no matter what, they won't win without him. Like if they get to, like, let's say they get to the finals and Joel gets hurt in the first game of the finals and he's not there for the rest of the series, they lose. They lose because he is that important to their team. And betting on Joel to play the whole entire year and be healthy and then play the whole entire playoffs and be healthy, that's just not a good bet. That's just not a good bet. Some people have come out and said that the Sixers made a mistake when they announced at the beginning of the year that Joel would not be participating in any back-to-backs ahead of time. They're already saying this and kind of waving the white flag on, well, Joel's going to be sitting out and we're going to load manage him. We're going to try and do what the Raptors did with Kawhi Leonard in 2019 this year. Well, that's not even working. He hasn't even showed up. And in some ways, I get the worries that I'm not worried, but I get the feeling that Joel is sitting out partly on purpose, and it's not totally about injury. How about that? That's what I'm saying. Ben Simmons was sitting out a lot, and it wasn't totally about injury. Yeah. Fiercely saying, I was sarcastic on the relationship term. We know they have a bad history, and I guess they tried to keep it professional by working together. Still a dumpster fire. Yeah, I mean, there's no love lost between them. I don't know how much of a friendship they actually pulled together. It's not like Nick is Darko and he's trying to be everybody's friend and really getting to know them behind the scenes. It could very well be a very cold kind of like professional relationship where Nick is like, I have these expectations for you. I'm your coach and you need to fulfill them. You're a franchise player. That's that kind of stuff. Nins is here. Good morning, Raptors family. Good morning to you, Nins. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday so far. Stargate saying we have a Charlie Brown and a Tyler Perry on 905. Hilarious. Yeah, we were talking about this in the chat last night with there was fans of Go that were in there, a guy named Jay, and we're talking basketball with him. And we were talking about unfortunate names. And, well, Leaky Black is playing for the Capital City Go-Go. That name is kind of unfortunate. I mean, in some ways, I don't know. How do you get the first name Leaky is what I'm wondering. Leaky. Yeah, it's weird, man. Going back to that box score, on the other side of things, with Justin Champagny playing for Go-Go, 18 points for Justin, 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 4 of 4 at the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks for Champagny, who was a +5. Very key contributor to helping the Go-Go get wins over the 905 the last 2 games. He's doing it classy, though. He's not showing them up. He's not talking trash. He's not getting revenge. He's just being a silent killer and killing us by playing very high-level game. Mohamedou Gay, 7 of 12 from the field against us, 2 of 3 from free throw land, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 18 points for Mohamedou. He had some very nice lob dunks, and they were looking for him. And in some ways, he was a badass in those ways. Eric Stevenson off the bench, 8 of 11, 2 of 3 from 3, 3 of 4 from free throws, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 6 turnovers, though, 24 points in 27 minutes. They've got guys that are actually looking out for each other on the other side and making team play happen. And Stevenson's one of those dudes. Yeah, and guys like Funk, who are a great shooter, RJ Nebhard Jr., Michael Foster Jr., they got some talent on the Go-Go, and, well, they're playing more like a team, and that's part of the reason why they won. We didn't even get to see DJ Rodman. Leaky Black, 5 for 6 from the field last night, 1 of 2 from 3. 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 11 points in 25 minutes. Yeah, looking at the other side with the Capital City Go-Go yesterday with those former Raptors on the other side, Mohamedou and Justin Champagny. Kyra Lewis is on that team too, but he's not playing for some reason. He must be hurt or something. I'm not sure exactly why Kyra is not suited up for them and playing. Let's see. Mischief's saying, is Shed injured? I noticed he left the game. I don't think so. He came back. He got hurt, and he hit his wrist. He landed on his wrist funny in the last Raptors game against the Pacers. He had to leave and go out of the arena, but he did come back and return to that game. So he did play later, Jay, just so you know. Yeah, Fierce is clapping for Smooth, getting the classic card. And finally, good grief, Smooth. Stargate saying he came back in at Mischief. Yeah, he came back in. That's right. Monique's saying, to me, Kenny Chandler holds the ball too much, too long. In my opinion, he forgets to pass sometimes. Yeah, I see that. I see that. You know, um, I think that out of those point guards down there, in some ways, I like Gilliard and Tyler Perry more than Kennedy Chandler. Now, Kennedy Chandler may be the more talented offensive player, and he has more savviness and time. But I feel like those other two guys are more real, true point guards. I get a lot of Trey Bell Haynes kind of vibes from Tyler Perry. And Evan Gilliard, the way that he was scoring in the last game for 905 was astounding. And I don't know. I just get more point guard vibes. In some ways, I want my point guard on 905 to be a point guard and not an Allen Iverson shooting guard masquerading as a point guard. And that's the problem with Chandler right there. Monique's right. This guy is holding the ball too much and forgetting to pass. And this is a problem. DJ Carton is a true point guard. If he was healthy, he'd be passing the ball. Jamal Shed is definitely a point guard, and he looks for other people. That's what I want. I want to develop point guards. I'm sick of this hybrid guard bullshit where the hybrid guard totally disregards the point guard part of being a hybrid guard. And there's a lot of this going on around the league with young point guards. Point guards. They're not really point guards. They're just little street ballers that are short, and they're just trying to score whenever they can, as much as they can as possible. It's part of the G League and just trying to make it the big league. Selfishness. And in some ways, that's part of the problem, is that these dudes are just trying to make their dream come true. And in some ways, they won't sacrifice for the team because of this. And that's a problem. Yeah, she's telling you how to spell Tyler is Tylor. Yeah, that's how they spell this version. Yeah, it's not the same guy. It's not Medea. Mischief saying thanks. That's good. Thanks, Stargate. There you go. Yeah, it's Tyler Perry. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a different spelling. All right, let's do the box score real quick for last night's G League game. The 905 shot 44%. Meanwhile, the Go-Go shot 53%. That's a big difference. We got way more shot attempts than them, but made the same amount of shots. 96 field goal attempts to 79 by them. That's hustle. That's working hard, but still not putting it in enough and outscoring them. Free three-pointers, they made 18. We made 18 threes. They made 12. So we had an advantage there, but we took like twice as many threes as them and missed a lot of them. 38% from three. They shot 50%, 12 to 24. Free throws, they got the line way more than us. 13 to 16, 81% for the Go-Go. And we were 6 to 9. We're shooting 67% from the free throw line. The free throws are a problem for 905. They're losing points, like many points, because they cost like 2 or 3 points each free throw. At the free throw line, they got to tighten up there. We got out rebounded 51 to 31. That's horrible. A plus 20 rebound advantage for the Go-Go. So in some ways, Shamshe, that's part of your job. You and Disu need to just clean up those boards and make sure you're sucking up all the loose balls coming off the boards of missed shots. Seriously, because a plus 20 for them, that's no good. Shamshe, that's your department. Do better. 28 assists for the 905, 21 for Go-Go. Steals, 19 steals for the 905. That's fantastic. 13, once again, by Charlie Brown and Miles Burns. But alone, those two guys had 13 of the 19. So that's fantastic. 10 blocks for the 905 also. That's fantastic. Turnovers, we had less than them. 19 turnovers, 27 for Go-Go. So we still didn't take care of the ball very well, but at least we had less than them. Fast break points, 12 to 9 for the Raptors, 905. And then points in the paint. They outscored us in the paint, plus 10. So they beat us in the paint last night. Even with Shamshe and Disu, their big guys did better than us in points in the paint and rebounding. That's no good. I don't like that at all. Yeah, they called twice as many fouls on the 905 than the Go-Go last night. 27 fouls for us, 13 for them. Yikes. Yeah. All right, let's see. Monique saying Vince Carter spoke on the City Edition jerseys posted in the group. Yeah, he likes it because he considers that logo his logo. And it's great to hear that they're going to wear the City Edition jerseys finally tomorrow against Minnesota. Yeah, and the game's called the greatest of all time kind of thing. I was like, okay, let's not call Vince Carter our greatest Raptor of all time, because that's just not the damn truth. The GOAT is not Vince Carter. And people that are trying to shoehorn Vince Carter as the GOAT right now, stop. He's not the GOAT. Y'all can get all involved in the jersey retirement and the banner and the Hall of Fame and say, oh, he's the greatest Raptor of all time. That's bullshit. He is not the greatest Raptor of all time. The greatest Raptor of all time is Kyle Lowry. And don't forget it, Raptors fans. Seriously, don't be doing this. And MLSC, if you're putting together a greatest of all time game tomorrow night, don't be trying to infer that it is Vince Carter. Seriously, because it's not. It is not Vince Carter. It is not Vince Carter. That's right. Fiercely saying W stream fam 10:37. There you go. I might be done a reasonable time. It is a Wild Wednesday and there was no games, so it makes sense. Cream saying Lex, do you feel Darko's system is being implemented in the 905? If not, why not? If so, how so? Yeah, this is a great question. I appreciate this. You might get a couple of your dunks back. I don't think the Darko system's being utilized down there as it should be. I feel like in some ways it's the aptitude of the players, the willingness. I also feel like in some ways that's a lot to put on Andrew Jones as a coach. In some ways, I wish he would. I wish he could be like really strict and say, yeah, we're doing Darko's system. And if you guys don't do it, I'm going to bench you. But he doesn't seem like he's a disciplinarian in that way. And I want to see this, though, because honestly, we're supposed to be training these young guys on the 905 to play the system that Darko has, just in case they get called up. And they should be cutting and passing more. There should be way more ball movement. But in some ways, the skill level, the aptitude is just not there to get it executed. It may be that it degenerates into isolation or selfish play from Charlie Brown or Kennedy Chandler. And we just don't get into our system that's supposed to be the Darko system. It's too bad. That's part of the reason why I don't like those guys, is because they're part of the people that control whether we're going to do the Darko offense at the G League level, and they're disregarding it. They're basically just calling their own number and one-on-one isolating, and just like Charlie Brown jacks up early threes, doesn't pass it a single time. Like, these dudes are holding the ball. They're black holes. And that's why I don't like this. Andrew Jones, maybe over the course of the G League season, we'll see you more often see some sort of a semblance of the Darko passing, cutting system that he's running on the main level. But yeah, we haven't seen this. You don't see it. You didn't see it last night. And you're like, where the hell is it? Aren't they supposed to be playing the playbook of Darko right now? No, it's just basically use your individual talent to beat people in one-on-one is what's happening. And that's why I don't like this, is because it doesn't add up to winning. I think Darko's offensive system would add up to winning for the 905 better if we could get it actually played on that level. It's annoying. It's so annoying, man. Stargate saying Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury type point guards. I don't like scoring point guards as well. I like Isaiah Thomas and Mark Price, though. Laugh out loud. Yeah, these are great examples of differences, Stargate. Yeah, Iverson and Marbury came around the same time, and they kind of revolutionized that position. You know, in the download, there were scoring point guards like Mark Price and Isaiah Thomas from before, but they had a good balance to them. There's no denying that these dudes were point guards first, because they did a lot of passing and assists along with their high scoring. Isaiah could average 20 points a game and still get 11 assists a game. And that's part of the reason why he's one of the greatest point guards in the league ever, because he was unstoppable on offense, but he also knew when to call other people's numbers instead of his own. And that's part of the technique, is just the knowledge of when, well, this is my time to go because I've got this opening and I got to execute and take it. But if I don't have it, well, Bill Laimbeer for three or something like that. You know, that's the lost art of being a point guard, is the balance. And often these guys, because Iverson was very much call my number over and over again. I mean, he was a scoring point guard. And in some ways, I don't even look at him as being a true point guard in some ways. He was very much a shooting guard that had a point guard sized body, but he was so overwhelmingly talented at scoring, it didn't matter. And he kind of broke the mold. And that's the kind of thing that, to me, I think that a point guard should actually be more like a real point guard. And the Raptors have had hybrid guards in charge for a while. Fred, Kyle, Malachi were all hybrid guards. And they really switched back and forth between the shooting guard side a lot often, and not as much the point guards here and there. So, yeah, I like this designation. And Isaiah Thomas and Mark Price knew how to balance it way back in the day and still get 20 for themselves. But it's Marbury and Iverson, not as much. Not as much. Kareem saying the jersey is called It's Over, right? It's over. The jersey. Okay, that's what they're calling the jersey, the City Edition jersey. They're calling it It's Over jersey. Okay, that fits. That fits because that's from the dunk competition. I like that. Monique's saying stream W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor freak strong forever. Let's try and keep climbing. That's right. Climbing up the standings and getting more W's. We need to do that. All right, let me go through my tabs real quick. Did Leo post anything yet? Let's see. Maybe Leo's taking a break today. Yeah, it looks like he's off today, so we won't get a Leo's life tip today. The Raptors have been the new ESPN power rankings are out. I know we say disregard them, but for the third consecutive week, the Raptors have slipped one spot down. We were 28th last week, and now we have slipped to 29th in the ESPN power rankings. Washington, the only team below us at this point. 3-12. They're saying over the past 3 games, Raptors center Jakob Poeltl has produced at an all NBA level, averaging 30 points on 72% shooting and 15 rebounds per Kathika of TSN Sports. Poeltl is just the 6th player in StatHead.com's database to reach those heights over a 3-game span, and all the others, save Dwight Howard, won MVP. Poeltl's powerful play helped Toronto take Boston to overtime Saturday before finally ending a 7-game losing streak against the Pacers on Monday. Yeah, that's the thing. Poeltl's stat output recently is Jokic-like. It's Shaquille O'Neal a la 90s like. These are very crazy numbers. And in some ways, these are like all NBA MVP type numbers that Jakob is doing. If he could do it the whole season, we won, he might even be in the ranking for MVP consideration. Seriously. That sounds crazy to some people. But yeah, we're 28th on the ESPN power rankings, or 29th, actually. We're the second to worst team on their power rankings right now. I mean, I don't care. In some ways, they're going to put us down there right now. Our birthdays today, of course, the birthday of Grady Dick. Happy 21st birthday to young Grady. We hope you have a fantastic birthday, a day off, no game today, and just enjoy yourself. And happy birthday to Menge Batir. It is the dinosaur is his nickname. Batir is turning 49 today. So happy 49th birthday to Menge Batir. He's, I believe he's from Mongolia. I think he's from Asian country. I think it's Mongolia or something like that. And also, guys, happy birthday to often forgotten Raptor, who was a clutch player for the Raptors in their early playoff appearances. He played in the playoffs for us against the Knicks 2 years in a row and helped us big time with Alvin Williams and Vince Carter. Happy birthday, Chris Childs. Yeah, that's right. Chris Childs used to come into the stream and hang out with us and talk a little bit. We miss you, Chris Childs, wherever you went. But yeah, Chris Childs is his birthday. He was one of the headband gang when we wore the purple headbands. And he was a very clutch player for the Raptors in early playoff series that we played in. So happy birthday to Chris Childs, early Raptors playoff legend. There you go. If you have a fantasy team, go ahead and set it up. I'm beating Peter 4-3 right now, but I'm sure that'll change. He's really good. All right. Yeah. Is there anything else? I think that's about it. All right. Well, let's get finished up. Let's see. You guys got a couple more comments here real quick. Kareem saying, speaking of point guards, what are your thoughts on Russell Westbrook seeing he got his 200 triple-double? I think he's a great individual talent. I don't think that he's added up to team winning his whole entire career, which is fishy to me. In some ways, it's like guys that do so well individually, like Carmelo, Paul George, Russell, but they don't win add up to winning for the team overall. In some ways, I don't respect them as much. Basketball is a team sport, and everybody gets so caught up with individual accolades like LeBron, like this 200 triple doubles for Westbrook. It is impressive. Don't get me wrong, but there needs to be some sort of connection to actually team winning and adding to your team to win. And I'm not saying that Russell is a bad teammate or this kind of that, because he's proven that he's a pretty good teammate in some ways, even after the Lakers bullshit. But, Oscar Robertson back in the day was getting triple doubles like Russell Westbrook, and he went and got a ring. So that's what I'll say right there is that, you can be great individually and all this and that, but if you never actually get to the ring somehow, some way with that overwhelmingly kind of talent, something's wrong there. Maybe there's some selfishness in the individual accolades. But yeah, congratulations to Russell. It's a huge accomplishment. Getting triple doubles is crazy. And getting 200 in your career, that is something. Some guys just want to get one. And they're like, oh, I'm good. This guy's got 200 triple doubles. That's amazing. Andrew saying, I hope we're at least competitive against the Wolves. Well, energy's high. We're coming off a win. We're at home. We've got 2 days rest. There's some good things that are boding for this. Who knows? Maybe we even get some very quick reevaluation news about Scotty Barnes tomorrow, and he suits up all of a sudden and plays against the Timberwolves tomorrow. That is in the realm of possibility. It may be not likely, but who knows? Things could happen really quick. We'll have to see. I think we've got a shot with the Wolves. In some ways, it's like this team can take anybody on, like we did against the Celtics on Saturday, and give them a good game and try and beat them. Of course, we've played the Timberwolves already this year and got beat by them in Minnesota. Well, let's play them in Toronto, see how well we do next. Yeah. Randolph saying, Lex, are teams compensated when one of their players gets signed for the G League? I mean, I don't understand what you mean, money wise or player wise. Basically, all right, if you're asking about Carlson specifically, no, they don't get money for this. In some ways, the G League guys are all out running around trying to get noticed so that they get called up. And well, the Thunder had a real severe need for a sizable center, and so they went and got Carlson. We reserve his rights if he does return to the G League, but his contract is non-guaranteed till January, so they're going to have him around, and he probably will stay a Thunder for the whole rest of the year, and we will probably not see him come back to 905. There's no compensation in this because in some ways it's like, well, he's just a player. He's playing for our team. He's showcasing his talents, and he's trying to get the big squads. And the compensation is we get another player added to our roster because we have an open roster spot, and that's Eugene Omoruyi. And in some ways, I'd much rather have Eugene than Brendan Carlson. Seriously, because that dude is a physical, powerful, experienced player in the NBA already, and he's got Canadian ties. So I'll be excited to see Eugene show up for the 905, and people will see what I'm talking about when we see his physical Charles Barkley, Draymond Green kind of presence. That dude is a load physically, and he plays with a lot of strength, and I'm excited about it. He's not a true center, but he can play very, very good defense down low in certain ways. That's what I'm excited about. Yeah, Andrew's saying, I didn't watch the last 905 game. Is Shamshay starting now that Carlson's gone? Yes. Yes, the last 2 games against Capital City Go-Go, the jump ball was jumped by Ulrich Shamshay, and he has been starting. He started yesterday with Dylan Disu at the 2 bigs, and they look great out there. They're very similar players, and they play off each other really well. So I like Dylan Disu and Ulrich Shamshay as a kind of a tag team of bigs for the 905 right now. But yes, he has been starting in the place of Brendan since he got picked up by Oklahoma City. Yeah. Andrew's saying Jokic is probably going to pass Russ. He's already like 134. This is probably true. Yeah, this is probably true. Russell, I don't know how many more years he's got left in the league. And Jokic seems like he gets them like 2 or 3 a week sometimes. He seems like he just easily gets into them. I think he had them in both games he played against us this year. Didn't he have a triple-double in both the games we played against the Nuggets? I feel like he does. And Randolph saying, yes, Carlson is a good example. Thank you. Yeah, no compensation. In some ways, that's why you want to put the 2 ways on the ones you absolutely want to safeguard from getting stolen and going to other teams. And I'm still perfectly fine with the 3 2-way designations we have. Jamison Battle is a sure shot. And I am so glad we switched to him because honestly, he hits the 3 better than Carlson. And, we need that kind of shooter on our team. But Battle's been paying off for the main squad already. And, we can't hold more than 3. Carton has had value, and we've been holding him all along. In some ways, he's the kind of player that somebody would have snatched up already, even though he's been hurt. And Shamshay's a project that we need to protect and keep on our team no matter what. So that, there's different hierarchy of need and what we want to do with our team in the future. And in some ways, Carlson was just not the part of the plan to protect. And, well, they came and got him because they had a need. But once again, I'm going to ask people, watch the Oklahoma City Thunder play with him and watch and see. He's going to have some benefits and positives, but he's going to have some big negatives too that will be detrimental in some ways that you'll realize on the NBA level. You'll see it. You will see it if you watch him play at the NBA level. You'll see what I've been saying. Stargate saying Westbrook, Embiid, George, Harden, all players who can't take teams to championships and will never do it. Just like LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, and yes, Ja Morant. Yes, I said it. All sizzle, no steak. That's the thing. You need players like Derek White and Drew Holiday. You need players that are thankless and selfless and in some ways unheralded, no ego, doing whatever's best for the team in the moment. And in some ways, there's a lot of players in this league that don't play for the right reasons. They play for the money, they play for the fame, they play for the bag, they play for themselves, and they're not playing. And that gets in the way of the team concept winning. That's in some ways, some of the stuff we talk about G League today is the same thing on the main level, but in a different kind of way. That's why it's so hard to find the right mix of players that are very, very talented and get it, like what we're talking about, as far as how do you add up to team play being better and the team overall being better to win. That's why I love Scotty being our franchise player, because he's inherently a team player that makes everybody around him better. And he's not one of these selfish guys that's got to call his number all the time and score, score, score like crazy. In some ways, that is the best kind of franchise player to build around, a Magic Johnson kind of player like Scotty Barnes. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. Randolph saying it can two-ways be traded. I don't think that they can be traded, so to speak. I think what you do is like they take the two-way off the player and they trade the player in a package with somebody else, usually not by themselves. And then they reapply the two-way to whoever they want to otherwise. Like the thing that usually is two-way is just the status of holding on the team. And if you want to move that player, I think you've got to take the two-way off of them. And then maybe you're able to trade the rights of that player from the G League to somebody else, is how it works. Yeah, I think that's how it works. But two-way is kind of a designation. It's like, look, hands off. This guy is a part of our team, and you cannot come and pick up Ulrich Shamshay like you did Carlson. So, but I'm pretty sure you can trade anybody on your team. What did we do with two ways that we cut last year? Well, they got hurt. They both got really seriously hurt, and that was wasting the two-way spot. So Marquise Noel and Ron Harper Jr. both found getting waived when they lost their two ways. Sometimes these players are not sought after enough that they're actually like traded around that much. I mean, I don't remember very many trades where a two-way got traded, at least not with the Raptors 905. But there probably is some evidence and examples of this somewhere. But usually the two-way designation is this is a player that is in our long-term plans, and we're not really interested in trading them. And that's why we're kind of holding a placeholder over them, holder over them. So I think that's more like what it is. Like, and they will trade like G League rights for different players back and forth, but it's usually really small potatoes kind of moves that just really don't move the needle or nobody pays attention to. Stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Randolph saying, thanks, Lex, for taking my questions. I'm still learning, and this channel is most informative. I appreciate that, Randolph. Well, it's a big reason why I'm here every single morning, 9:30 a.m. And I'll be back tomorrow for a preview of the Minnesota Timberwolves visiting Scotiabank Arena and the Toronto Raptors tomorrow night. Greatest of all time game is what they're calling it. And they're going to give out mini banners, and they're going to have the City Edition jersey on their backs. That'll be awesome. That'll be great. So I hope y'all will join me again tomorrow for another Raptor Freak stream. Thursday Think Tank, Thursday preview of Minnesota at Toronto, NBA level. That's right. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Please get out there, touch grass, and raptorize your day like Nat Bhatia would. That's right. Are the Wolves here already? I don't know. They may be in town already. Could be. Isaac, thank you for putting me on blast with the emoticons. That's right. I appreciate you, benevolent one. All right, y'all. Let's go, Raptors. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, or join the channel if you feel like it. There are privileges to being a member of this channel. All right, y'all. Let's go, Raptors. And keep your head up high. Ulrich Shamshay, you're a badass. And I can't wait to see you grow and get better and better as a player in the years to come. You're only 18, and you have a lot to learn, and you will. I know you will. All right, let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptors.